So we were looking at this for our Heston, Kansas location. And as we looked into it, there has got to be more of an enterprise solution application for this of even some of the smaller locations. They've got to find benefit. And I have to share before I go into all of the networking, but through this networking, realizing that our second largest US location up in Minnesota, they still used a voicemail box. And so every morning, employees would call in, leave their name, their employee ID number, and what reason they were for calling in. And they had an employee that would sit and listen to 3 to 5 hours of call-ins every day, then in order to process and know what their absenteeism was and how to better plan for the day. And so it was very easy and quick that team jumped on and said, yes, we need a better way. We need a better solution. And so as we learned about this and began experiencing, I reached out to all of the other HR business partners across our business, and I had many of them sitting on calls and learning what this was with Adam St. Clair. And Adam and I have a running joke because every time Adam would do this presentation about TeamSense, and I'm so pumped up and I'm really excited about what this is going to do just for the locations that I'm most engaged with. And I tell you, every single time Adam would I bring up something new, and I'm like, I didn't even know about that benefit. Adam was this, but wait, there's more. Uh,
So
every single
embarrassing.
time I think I learned. He was this great infomercial. We learn new pieces and new elements would resonate of what, and I think it's because some of my excitement would get in my own way of not listening to all of the elements of TeamSense. But it continued to develop, and each time we would learn more about the pieces and elements that were available. But in order to implement TeamSense, so we are on an HRIS payroll system of Dayforce Ceridian. And so we needed to integrate TeamSense into that so that when people would call in, it would automatically flow over to the timesheet. And that quickly won over our supervisors because it's less data entry and less logging for them. But
Mhm.
I even got to learn what it's like to port a phone number. So at a few of these locations, there were phone numbers that had been in use for 20 plus years, that was their call off line. And so that was the phone number that employees knew and needed. And so with Adam's assistance and TeamSense help, as well as my telephone team, I got to learn what it's like to port a number and how to get a number released uh, and port it over so that we can continue to use those phone numbers for those locations that's what employees really know. For locations that didn't have an established phone number, we were able to use a simple 800 number. So now we're able to use that at all of our locations throughout AGCO. And the differentiator and the identifier to know which location they're associated with comes as simply as their 5-digit employee ID number. And so that's great. But we had to bring in our Dayforce, our Dayforce team. We had to bring in our IT and telephony team, working with purchasing, of course, to negotiate the best price there out of the TeamSense group, as well as just our site leaders and our operations team, and making sure that they truly see the value add and the simplicity that this is going to provide to our business.